Yo, what's up, everybody? We're back with a Streets of New Capenna draft. Gonna try to have some fun. As this tournament is shaking out a bit, I think it is left a bit of a sour taste in some people's mouths. So let's try to remedy that a little bit. I'm gonna try, to be as correct and take good cards as possible, but I'm not opposed to having some fun while we do it. So let's see what we got. We've got a Riveteer's Ascendancy. I guess this counts as a fun card, although I think it's too hard to make work. I've seen some players or some opponents do it, and they've got like one card back with their Blitz creature and then they die. So, this is in the neighborhood of the kind of card I want to take and kind of build around at this point in the format, but I just don't think it's easy to make work. I think I'm just going to take out a Little Chat or Run Out of Town. I like this card, Little Chat, a little more than most people, a little more than most of my chat usually. I think that if you can kind of like build around it, sort of like you get a nice little card advantage engine, right? Building around it as in you've got some good things to sack. Run Out of Town is a good card too, but I find that I take that card, or I get that card so late. You get it like last pick a lot of the time. All right, what do we have here? We've got a Girder Goons. It's a nice little combo with a Little Chat, either on turn 6 or sacking the 2/2 to the Little Chat. We also just got Murder, which is just worse than Girder Goons. There's Elegant Entourage, which is a very solid card. What else? Celestial Regulator if we wanted to, like, the strictly correct pick. I think, if I was trying to, go my hardest here and just be like, okay, let's just draft a good blue-white deck, like I know is going to be good. I think I would take the Regulator, and I still might do that. It's really between the Goons and the Regulator here. I think I'm going to take the Goons here. I kind of have been, having a good time with the Maestro C blue-white, or sorry, blue-black kind of grindy deck. So I've drafted, blue-white enough that I'm happy to go into this lane instead. All right, well, speaking of Maestro C blue-black stuff, there is Maestro's Charm. There is a land. What do I want to take here? So Maestro's Charm's a funny one because it's a good card, right? But it's not that much better than like Murder, and it's harder to cast than Murder. And the life loss, life gain thing is kind of nice. You get to win some games off of that. Your opponent goes for lethal, you gain 3 life, you win on the crackback, or you just put them to 3, they die. The filtering mode you almost never cast, I find, because you usually, like, unless you're digging for a very specific card, you're usually just going to be happy with the removal spell. So I could take that. I could just take a blue-black dual land, though, and I think I'm probably going to do that here with this thing. Like, this leaves us open to Obscura, and also just, like, I'm going to want a blue-black dual land in my deck anyways, if we're just blue-black here. So if there was a better monocolor card, and I could take Runner of 10, like I said, but, I think this is going to come around a little bit later. So I'm just going to take a land here. All right, so what do we get here? I love Mia Metamorphosis. I think this card is awesome. I think you don't have to be, doing anything fancy with it, because there's so many good things you can be doing with it, right? Where, like, you can use it as Destroy an Attacker, right? If you feel like, the game's gone on a little bit and your opponent doesn't have an interaction spell in hand. You can Animate a Treasure, which I've done a lot after, I put a lot more Halo Scarabs in my deck recently, and, animating the treasure from that's pretty sweet. Just, like, so much of the time, this is just a removal spell draw card. I'm just going to take it here. I think the other thing that I could take is the Skybridge Tower, but I love Mia Metamorphosis just so much, so we'll take that. Okay, speaking of cards I love Fatal Grudge, like, way more than I should. It's kind of got that, like, Little Chat vibe, where if you've got, like, enough sacrifice watery things, it can be pretty decent. The problem with it, of course, is that, you sacrifice something, and your opponent sacks their worst thing, and it's usually not, you're not that happy with that exchange. The trick to making this card good is having something you're happy to sacrifice to get value out of, like a Unlucky Witness or something like that. All that being said, I don't think I'm taking it here. I could just take Call in Professional as another decent removal spell. I like that better than Lackey here. I don't mind Lackey, especially when we have a Little Chat, but I think I'm just going to hate Call in Professional here. I also like Custodian as well, but I'm going to take this feel at the draft a little more. All right, what do we get here? So now we get a Fake Your Own Death, which is pretty nice with Girder Goons. It's kind of like a little wombo combo. Riveteer's Charm, which is a card I've played more in just like more than I had in the first few weeks, just in like a red-black base. Maybe have a few treasures in there, because it's a really powerful card. This is probably actually the best charm in the cycle on just like pure power level. Take it out of the context of this draft format where Riveteers isn't so good. This is really, quite a good effect. Am I going to take it over Fake Your Own Death? Probably not here. I think this has pretty good potential in like this like grindy, sacrificey space, so I'm just going to take that here. Ooh, okay, this is a cool pack. So we have a lot of options here. We've got Involuntary Employment, which, similarly goes in that space, but I don't think I'm going to take it here. This is a card I'm very much interested in, but I don't think I would take it over Newsy or Lackey, and I think I am going to take Newsy here. I like this card quite a bit. I think Newsy is a card that kind of makes the blue-black deck, I won't say it makes it tick, but it does do a really good job of, like, you want your 2s in your blue-black decks just to trade off, and then this is a good 2 you can draw late to, you know, it actually does something as opposed to just, like, you know, some other random 2-drop that doesn't do something in the mid to late game. The lifelink is a big deal too, right? It makes it so that in the late game, if your opponent's aggressive, they can't just ignore this thing. It comes down, it can start racing your opponent. It's also just really good with interaction spells like, you know, Rooftop Nuisance, so you can go like, all right, play my Newsy, you know, cast some spells, my grave fills up, and then eventually I just go like, okay, blitz some stuff, or Rooftop Nuisance, and I get in a big life swing. So I'm into the Newsy. I think it's a little bit underrated, even at this point in the format. All right, so what did I tell you? Running out of town, wheeling like, you know, like it usually does, so we'll take it here. I've also liked Halo Scarab in these decks. So Halo Scarab is a card that, you know, this is the format where you just kind of need 2s, and it's a passable 2. It's a better 2 if you're planning to block than if you're planning to attack, because this just trades off for anything. You know, any of the 2 drops, a lot of the 3 drops. Not a very good attacker. But if you can do that, and you maybe have some self-mill, maybe you have some connive, you get to kind of like just have this like decent 2 that you get late, and sometimes you get value off the treasure. Sometimes, you know, like I said, you can metamorphosis the treasure token. So it's a card that I've been playing a lot more often as the format's going on. Happy to take another Fake Your Own Death here. Ooh, Maestro's Charm wheels. Okay, so we could just take Custodian, or we could take Maestro's Charm. I think I'm going to take Maestro's Charm, just like locking in a 2, because now we're kind of in a space of blue-black tempo-y, which is a place I don't mind being. And this is a really good card if you're playing to be like a tempo deck. Just high power 2-drop. You can get some blockers out of the way with Nuisance and jump things with Metamorph and stuff. All right, whatever. Errant. Rob the Archives is a card I've found to be like niche playable in you know, all those places I was talking about with like a little chat and you know, things that you, and what's the other card? Fatal Grudge I was talking about. You know, it's kind of got a spot there, but you kind of need to pick up some specific cards to make that work. Okay, well, so we open an Elspeth. I think I will take that, mostly because the value above replacement in this pack of Elspeth is just massive. Like, it's just an opportunity cost pick where, what else am I taking? Like, I like a little chat. You know, I was talking about that card. I don't think I'm going to take it here. I'm taking, like, Backstreet Bruiser, Disdainful Stroke, like, you know, Metropolis Angel. So it's pretty unlikely. No, I won't even say that. It's not unlikely that we play this card, I don't think. It's just, like, I'm not going to try to force it to my deck. If I pick up, you know, the blue-white dual land, a few good fixers, and when I say a few, I mean, like, you know, 7 or 8. That's what it takes to play a double-pipped card. I'll put it in my deck, but I'm not going to force this by any means. We also have 2 treasures already, so that's kind of cool. You know, a little bit pushed towards playing that. So we'll take this, put it in our back pocket, but not guaranteed to play it. There's also just a chance that we end up, you know, like, white was pretty cut pack 1, so I don't want to put a lot of stock into, you know, trying to see, oh, maybe I could end up blue-white or black-white. I think that probably doesn't work out. So I could, you know, there's a situation where it's like, or there's a world where I just say, okay, just ditch one of these colors. I think just it's my read on pack 1. My gut says that I don't think I should be going for that. So, like, you know, for example, I could take Rafine's Informant here or Virtuoso. I might actually be doing that anyways, just, again, low opportunity cost. But I'm not going to let that drive the rest of my draft, right? Like, again, run out of town, like the card, it's going to come back most likely. Fake Your Own Death, we've already got 2. So I'm just going to take the card that, you know, is the best card. I might play it, I might not. Depends how the draft goes. All right, here I'm going to take Echo Inspector, and this is kind of what I mean, where I'm not going to force this Elspeth, right, or this Rafine's Informant. I'm just going to keep taking good blue cards that I'm still assuming I'm going to be drafting blue-black, right, because that's what I think, you know, was the most open in pack 1, and so the table's telling me here. Especially once we got to the wheel, we kind of saw that for sure, confirmed that. I'm not going to just, like, take every single blue land or white land that I see, because what happens is I pick, like, 3 of these, and I don't have enough lands to play Elspeth, right? If these come to me, sure. But I need, like, 5 or 6 of them to be happy. All right, now we can take Maestro's Theater, just a blue-black land. There's Maestro's Initiate, which is a card I actually have played more of recently. It's just, like, kind of another okay thing to mill with Newsy and discard to a connive card, but I'm happy with a blue-black land. The other thing, too, is, like, a blue-black land does help the Elspeth, right? Even though it doesn't make white, because let's say we end up with, I don't know, 5 dual lands, 5 white dual lands. I'm pretty comfortable at that point playing, like, two planes, because I still will meet my black and blue sources to cast, you know, the cards in my main colors here. So it's, like, in a weird way, it kind of helps cast this card. Maestro's Ascendancy. All right, so a tragedy of this format is most of the Ascendancies are unplayable. We've already seen 2 that, you know, I was talking about doing fun stuff in this draft, and I think it's just like I would love for this card to be good, you know? It's just the problem is you have so much setup where it's like you need good things to sacrifice and high quality spells. Like it can't just be like, oh, I have this thing to sacrifice and like I recast my Metamorphosis. You know, you have to have like actual good, you know, not to say this card isn't good, but you want your actual removal spells, I would say. So not going to take it here. Out of the Way is fantastic though, so I will take it here. And I guess I should like say something about Out of the Way because, you know, I think it's still probably a card that goes a little bit late. I've done a lot of draft log reviews recently where, you know, somebody will take a card that's not Out of the Way and there's an Out of the Way in the pack and I go, oh, why didn't you take the Out of the Way? And they're like, that wasn't even on my radar as a good card. But yeah, Out of the Way is fantastic. Just being able to kind of time walk the opponent, especially if they have green permanents, is just really nice. I'll take Halo Scarab here. You know, stocking up the card and maybe, you know, helps our Elspeth plan here. All right, now I just take Grizzly Sigil. It's a nice little, one of the better casualty cards. I've come down on a lot of the casualty cards, honestly. Nuisance, Grizzly Sigil. Maybe there's like one other one in there that I like, but stuff like Dig Up the Body, like Dig Up the Body in particular, I think is a little bit too clunky and slow. I'm not so into that one anymore. But you know, the ones that are cheap and have a nice board affecting impact, I do like still. I'm gonna take Newsy here over Lackey. Just another good 2-drop, and yeah. Ooh, okay, so now we do take Little Chat. I do kind of hope I pick up some foddery things, like, you know, I just passed a bunch of expendable lackeys, but I took what I consider to be better cards over them, but I do hope the draft goes in a way where we can, you know, make good use of these casualty cards. Oh, I guess, you know, I was just saying I don't like, you know, the casualty cards all that much, and I was talking about Little Chat. Little Chat is another one I like, just because it is cheap enough where you can, like, you know, hold this up and your opponent casts a removal spell and you get some value out of it, or you blitz something and you sacrifice it. I just more take umbrage with like the more expensive ones, I suppose. All right, also willing Newsy there is nice, and of course, look, as predicted, run out of town wheels. All right, we went to pack 3 here, and our chances of playing this Elspeth, I think, are now slim to none. We could take Corpse Explosion here. Corpse Explosion is a pretty reasonable card, but I think we're much more tempo-y blue-black than grindy blue-black at this point, and Pickpocket is just, like, so perfect for that. Pickpocket is one of the only uncommons in the set, or just cards in the set, that I think rivals Inspiring Overseer as a card where I'm like, well, pick one, pack one. Do I take the Pickpocket or the Overseer? I still think it's Overseer because Overseer is cheaper in a slightly better color, although I like blue a lot too. But, you know, I've had picks where I see an Overseer and a Pickpocket, and I have slightly more pulls into blue, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna take the Pickpocket here instead of the, instead of the Mythic common. Okay, so I probably just take another Maestro's Theater, another blue-black land. Like, I'm pretty happy with up to 3 blue-black lands. What's our treasure count at? Like, I'm just, you know, again, gauging this Elspeth dilemma here. If we take the Skybridge Shower, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of blue, or of white. Yeah, I think I should just take the Maestro's Theater, honestly. Like, I'm pretty happy with the 3rd land. If I have this pick again, I'll pick the white land, but yeah, I just don't, like I said, I don't think it's super reasonable to try to splash Elspeth here. Now I can take Tainted Indulgence. I don't mind this card. Kind of depends on, well, I've kind of got a decent amount of card advantage stuff already. Like, I've got double Little Chat, and that kind of fills this role. I don't think I want a 4th Maestro's Theater unless I do end up, I could splash the, oh, where did it go? I could have sworn I had a Call in a Professional. I think I do, and I think that weird bug's happening where I don't have the card in my pile. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I'm going to take the Tainted Indulgence no matter what. All right. We'll see when the draft is over. I'm surprised that bug's still happening, actually. It's been a few weeks now at this point. I actually thought they fixed it. Okay, so we get past Arcane Bombardment. I don't think we're in a spot to take. I mean, look, we've got 2 of the lands, 2 red lands, but I think Make to Disappear is just too good. I love this card. Make to Disappear is awesome. And, you know, one of these days in these draft videos, I'll open this pick one, pack one. We'll go for it, but I don't think today is that day. All right, pretty happy with another Metamorphosis. Yeah, we've got 9 creatures, which is definitely on the low side, but I'm not too concerned. Like, you have to worry about low creature count when you start to get to the point where it's like, I've got a lot of cards that care about me having a creature, and they're just like not functional when I don't have them. Ooh, another one of these is kind of nice. We don't have too many of these. Like, yeah, we've got double Fake Your Own Death. A Little Chat can function fine enough with that one. You kind of want something for the Grizzly Sigil, but I think little too often people get too hung up on, oh, I don't have enough creatures, right? Like, I'm only at 9 creatures, when, you know, all of our non-creatures, or most of them, are interaction spells. So, like, as long as you're interacting in some way, like, you're either affecting the board with a creature, or you're affecting the board with an interaction spell. We're not, you know, like I said, we're kind of a tempo-y deck, but we're not, like, the most aggressive, like, a red-white aggro deck where I need a 2-on-2 all the time. Like, I can play some amount of creatures a little bit later in the game. I'm going to take this Paragon here over anything else. It's a bit, ooh, Corpse Appraiser. All right, I'll finish that thought in a second, but I will be playing this Corpse Appraiser with Double Theater and Halo Scarab. That's an awesome pickup. Yeah, like, I think there is danger to in not having creatures when you have a bunch of combat tricks and equipment, right? When you're like, okay, I have a 9 creature deck and 2 equipment and a bunch of tricks or whatever. That's a problem. But don't get too worried about low creature count, as long as your other non-creatures do affect the board. They're like, you know, interaction spells. Ooh, Quasar? Huh. Quasar might make the cut as well. Yeah, I like that better than Dig Up. Okay, we'll take Quasar and see if we play it. All right, so we've got 26 spells here. We do need to make some cuts. So I think I'm going to cut at least 1 Fake Your Own Death, because, you know, I was just saying we kind of are in that spot where we don't want too many cards that need creatures to function. Paragon might make the cut. Quasar might make the cut. I think if I had, like, a dual land, I'd be more comfortable with Quasar, but none of my dual lands cast, you know, have white mana in them. So I think we can probably just cut that and then cut 1 more card here. I think without a bunch of sack fodder, Little Chat number 2 probably gets the cut here. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of nice with double Make Disappear. Just being able to do something end of turn if they don't do anything. So that's kind of close. Yeah, I don't feel super strongly about cutting this or keeping it in. But I guess it's probably the worst card here. Like, I still want Initiate. I still want, you know, some number of creatures. Some non-zero number of creatures. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to play 2 mountains here, I believe. Just because we do have 3 Newsies, and it's, like, reasonably likely we mill 1 mountain with our Newsies, and then our Maestro Seer can't fetch. Like, if we didn't have 3 blue-black dual lands, I wouldn't play a mountain. Like, I would just accept the times that Newsie mills our mountain. It's like, okay, whatever. You know, I'm not casting the Appraiser. You can pitch it to a Connive card or whatever. But I do think with 3 blue-black dual lands, it makes our mana okay to the point that we can afford the second mountain. All right, well, I just pressed submit on my deck. A little technical difficulties. Remember when I said, oh, I think they're gonna give us back the call in the Professional? They sure did. They sure did. That was the bug. So let's rebuild this deck and see if we want the call in the Professional. I think we actually probably do. I think we have enough sources to just play another good removal spell. What did it give us instead, though? Like, so what card do we think we have but don't actually have is the question. So yeah, this is all fine. It's a creature, apparently? Okay, we're gonna have to check the tapes, because I think I had 11 creatures before, and now I only have 10. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. Okay. I think that's gonna be the deck. I mean, you can take out, yeah, 1 more mountain. All right. And add a swamp. All right, looks good. All right, let's run it. All right. Yeah, solid hand. Good stuff going on here. Ooh, opponent's on the 4-color special here. Okay. Well, let's see if we can punish that. Look, see? milled the first mountain already. Alright, they play a Sanguine Spy, which is pretty solid. 2-3 length of command. I can't really do too much about it right now, so it's kind of a forced attack, because I can't block it. There's no chance they block it, but it's okay. Alright, they get in. Oh, they pass. Okay, well, can't do much. So, we'll pass the turn here, and I'm probably just going to take another hit from this thing, and leave Make Disappear, and out of the way. Cycle, Spar's Headquarters. Okay, they're on, like, the full 5 colors here, because I do want to leave up this card. So, it's like, you know, often you get in these spots where it's like, do I, you know, bounce this creature or interact with it in combat? This thing's annoying, but it's not so bad that I think I really have to deal with it. And if they slam, like, a 5-drop, I definitely would have wanted to counter it. Alright, send it back to hand. Yep, draw. Alright, Nuisance is not fantastic here. Get in. I probably, if they just play this, I probably, I'm just gonna cycle this on the Spy. Gets a 3 in the graveyard. Yep. Ooh, Tainted Indulgence. Okay, that's not bad. So, I'm gonna attack here. If they block, I get to Metamorphosis, and if they have something for that, I get to make the Spear. So, yeah, I'm just gonna cycle this. Walks down for a turn. Gets a little bit deeper in our deck. I suppose I should have not play my land there first before I did that, because I could have drawn my tap land. Oh, Outlaw? Yeah, that's a decent one to counter. Okay, Hail of Scarab, what do you do? Well, you now make it so that I could double block. If I double block, I lose the Newsy. I'm not that close to turning this on, because I only have, I've got a few 1s, or maybe just even 1/1. I can check my deck list here. I've got a Grizzly Sigil and 2 5s. So, you know, it's the two mana values that I'm missing the most. Kind of close. Like, I could also, you know, go for these, but I don't really want to into 4 cards and them gonna have all their open mana. So it's really the wing, do I want to give up my Newsy here? I think it's probably fine too. Yeah, and then if they have like an interaction spell to blow out the double block, I can go for the Metamorphosis or Fake Your Own Death. Yeah, Quick Draw Dagger. So, oh, we can do a weird play here. Especially because they ordered like this. Okay, we can do a weird play where I cycle the Metamorphosis on the Quick Draw Dagger before it equips, and I don't risk targeting one of my creatures here. Because what happens is a creature cannot, an equipment can't be attached if it's a creature. If they blocked the other way with Newsy in front, I would probably just let it happen. But they blocked this way. With Scarab in front. I think opponent's like, what the heck happened? Revelation of Power. Yeah, that's fine. I get to now Fake Your Own Death. Okay, this actually works out pretty well. Okay. Hopefully this works out well. Maybe they have something else. If they win the fight here, they win the fight here. They have like a prize fight or something? A libation? Okay. They're just all the pump spells in the world and a dream. And a 1 Sanguine Spy. Alright, that's fine. We get our Newsy back. Maybe we even alright, mill 2 lands, so that's nice. Okay, so what do we do from here? I think I Indulgence because it's basically a draw 2. Like I have useless lands here. That's kinda nice. Okay, we do that. Oh, I guess I could have played Newsy first. That was smarter. Stupid Alex. See? Look, but I had the clean draw 2. Alright, let's get in. Play my land, and pass the turn. Oh, I suppose I shouldn't have actually made this attack. Yeah, I forgot. For a split second, I forgot this Menace. It's because now, like, they just gain 2 back. It's kind of close, because I gain 3, deal 3. Yeah, it's annoying. But fine, for the most part. Alright, let's do a little of that. Ooh, Metamorphosis. It's a good draw. It's a good draw. So, what do we do now? We can animate a treasure, if we want to do that. We can attack with double Newsy, and they may or may not make a block. They got 4 values in the yard, and Paragon is the 5th if they want it. What's on our deck? Corpse Praiser. Not a lot of action, honestly. So we kind of have to be careful about our creatures here. Like, making good use of them. I can't... The problem here is that I can't ambush this. Because they're going to pump it in a turn. It's going to be a 3. Yeah, it's just going to be pretty darn big. So I actually need to find, like, a pickpocket here. Or run out of town for this. So this... I can't... you know, try to interact with this in combat. So I think I just attack, actually. And trade 3 damage for 2, like 3 lifelink for 2 lifelink. Oh, it's gonna chump. Okay. Chump sack? Okay, that makes sense. I actually probably should have drawn a card here off the district because I've got enough mana to keep this stuff up, so. So, to yield to Spy, I've got a Call in the Professional, I've got a Grizzly Sigil, although nothing great to sack, so. Alright, yeah, sorry. I said 2 lifelink before, it's really 3 lifelink. But I do think the attack still makes sense. So I guess I could just chat because I don't see that many situations where I'm actually going to be sacking something. I should have done this. I should have thought about it a bit more here and just done this on my turn. Don't want either of these, I guess. I'll take a Maestro's Theater. Yeah. Alright, I'll sack our district here. Ooh, Call in Professional. Okay. That's reasonable. I guess it doesn't actually do a ton here, right? Ooh, what's happening? Pumping? That's smart. Yeah, that's a really smart thing to do. Yeah. Okay. That's a nice one. So now we probably do have a window to actually get this Paragon. I'm going to be able to nab it with the Call in the Professional. I could, like, leave back Unnewsy. That's kind of interesting. So let's do this. I think what I'm going to do is get in with Unnewsy and then metamorph my treasure. Let's see if they have any responses to this, though, first, before I make my attacks. Oh. That's a little bit of a problem, isn't it? So, 3 to everything. This becomes 1 power. Oh, but I can Metamorphosis here to save it. Well, save one of them. Is tapped versus untapped gonna matter here? Okay, you know what? No, I let this happen. I deal 3 to the Spy. And then I counter the Paragon. That's the play. Leaves me with no newsies, but I think that's okay. They've got, like I said, I'm a little bit action light, but I've got enough stuff in my deck that I can, I can still win with. 4 creatures? Yeah, that's fine. All right. All right, well, our deck is mostly spells. This might even, yeah, this has a swamp to go get. So, only spells from here on out. Although, yeah, now I'm a little bit worried about closing the game out. I know. That hostile takeover turn is interesting because I think I just, like, I can't afford to not kill the Spy and the Paragon there. I think both of them get a little bit out of hand. Okay, we draw a run out of town, which deck size is, I'm not, I was gonna say, sometimes you have run out of town and you're like, okay, well, run out of town can help me not deck when I might have decked. And like my opponent actually draws 1 more card than I do, but they are nowhere close to decking because we've been milling ourselves. All right, they cast the Mass Bandits, which is like minorly annoying. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold this run out of town because I don't think I need to use it right now. I've got enough mana. Corpse Appraiser. It's like uncastable. All right. I think we just lose from this point, unfortunately. Because, okay, so like the perfect sequence of cards we could draw is like Echo Inspector into Pickpocket into Crooked Custodian. Or maybe, scratch that. But Echo Inspector draws us a card, so it's 1 less draw step. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just going to pack it in from here. So, you know, it's kind of tough that takeover turn, because there's definitely the world where the game goes like this, and we just, you know, don't have draw or threats in time. And this is a problem with blue-black, actually. you do deck yourself pretty quickly. But the alternative is they have, like, the Spy and or the Paragon. And maybe I could have dealt with the Spy and just countered the Paragon. Like, kept my Newsy alive and countered the Paragon. Or just killed the Paragon. Maybe that was actually the play. But yeah, it's pretty close. Okay, we will keep this hand. This is one of the... I was listening to the Arena Decklist podcast, which has, you know, Brian Gottlieb and Jerry Thompson, 2 pro players. You should go check that out. They did limit... Usually they do constructed, but they did limited this week. Jerry had a really cool point, a really interesting point about this cycle being all 2-drops. And the problems with that holds, because we just had the situation where, you know, if this whole cycle is 2-drops, you're like cards that pull you into being, you know, blue-black base, and you want to splash some red cards. Often with this card, you want to go get your splash color, right? You want to go get your mountain, but I can't do that if I'm trying to play Newsy on turn 2. You know, and then I guess, you know, if I knew I was gonna draw a Custodian, I maybe could have changed that. But you know, one of the subtle, small design intricacies of the format that makes things maybe not quite as smooth as they could be. All right, so opponents in blue-white, we're gonna bash for 3, play our Snooping Newsy. Mill 4 and a land. Yeah, they get in. I can't block this Grifter, obviously, because they can just connive. Threat of activation Grifter over here. Dapper Shield Man. Okay, that's not so bad. So we could just Rooftop Nuisance, tap, get in. Oh, it doesn't make a ton of sense though, so let's just cast our Echo Inspector here. So what do we pitch here? Probably the call. I mean, I could pitch the Tainted Indulgence as well. I've got a 4-0. This getting a 3 in the yard makes this in the Newsy 1 closer, but we've also got 2 other 3s. It's gonna be a spell. I do want this Echo Inspector to be a 3-4, and you often do. Just the way sizing of creatures work in this format. And of course, against Strangle and Gilgon Bad, that matters, but against blue-white, it doesn't. So yeah, let's just pitch call. I think it's probably just the most, like, you know, this is a game that I imagine the earlier turns are going to matter more than the late turns. And, like, I can see at some point in a later game where, like, call's a crucial removal spell. But we're not going to have it for a while, and I think I need my cards to do the thing right now. Main phase, Grifter. Okay, so they're, like, land or spell heavy, trying to hit lands, maybe? Ooh. Trying to hit lands of other colors, it seems. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Girder Goons. That was a great draw. Yeah, that was a really, really good draw. Because now we can just blitz this, and then our Newsy's going to be large next turn. And I will blitz it, by the way. You know, even though it blocks, like, some amount of stuff. I think blitzing Goons is just the right thing to do 9 times out of 10. Gets you some amount of material, gets you deeper in your deck. And, of course, you know, puts this in the graveyard quickly, and we care about that for the Newsy and the Tainted Indulgence. All right, 4 to 5. They're 9, so I feel pretty good about this. A little chat, not bad. They might just be stuck with all black cards in hand, or, like, some number of black cards. The perils of splashing, folks. All right, they hit it for 1. We also have the really good turn here, where we have, like, Nuisance, Grower Newsy, maybe sack this, get him for 9. But we'll see what they do. Hold for ransom. Okay, well, now we just sack that thing, so. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Yep, do this. Tap that, sack this. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Another Newsy. Alright, and... oh, yeah, I guess... oh, did I count wrong? Oh, I definitely counted wrong. I needed 2 in the grave. That's fine. I can Indulgence here. Okay, let's attack. I could also have played Newsy and hope it hits. Or I could just not care about the Newsy. Yeah, that's smarter. How about I just don't care about the additional point and add 2 points to the board instead? Yeah. Smarter, like, you know, sometimes I'm narrating things for the audience, but a lot of times I'm narrating things just for me. Uh-oh. Well, I made a mistake here too. I should have played my land before I milled, because now I can't go get a red source with this, which shouldn't matter too much, but we've only got one more card in our deck that is red. Oh wait, we have a third mountain? When did that get there? Wait, I could have sworn I milled this. No, that was last game. All right. Good talk, good talk. I'm getting senile in my old age. All right, well, there we go. Curved out. Opponent couldn't cast some cards, and yeah, it's all it takes sometimes. All right, next round here with a, yeah, fine hand. A little unexciting, I suppose, but, you know, on the draw. Got a 2, and another 2. Okay, so I'll just go get blue here. We have double treasure source here for our red cards. Red, blue, interesting. Okay. Make it disappear. Glamorous Outlaw. Alright, alright. So, they're Grixis, they just didn't have a swamp. I have faced more blue-red decks than I would have thought, to be honest, in this format. Just like, people base blue, like just straight blue-red, no black source to be found. Alright, so what do we do here? We can attack, fake your own death, play Scarab. That's not bad, but not great. I think I'd rather just chill out here. I would love to have a counterspell here. To find one before the Glamorous Outlaw comes down. I might want to do that. So I think I just play Scarab. I don't really want to trade 2-1 for 3-2 here. So I'll just play Scarab with the thought of potentially a little chatting next turn. Creating this place. Alright. Yeah. Some good beats. Ooh, the bash here. Alright, I'm in for a race. Not blocking. Corpse Brazier. Alright, so yeah, now the mana hurting us a little bit. Because they're gonna cast Outlaw next turn. I wonder if I can get them to respect a counterspell. Yeah, I think I might want to get them to respect a counterspell. And then if they do just play this, I can just cast Little Chat. Because I think if I just, like, play Nuisance, it doesn't go well for me. Like, I tap down this, I get in, like, some damage. Yeah, they do. Nice. I get in some damage, and then, like, what do I do from there, you know? Like, I get out of the way of the Outlaw, but that is not going to help the race in our favor. Yep. Body, sure. Alright, so it's pretty bad, actually. I say sure, but it's pretty bad because they just get back Goons and Patrols, and then we're, like, pretty dead next turn. Ooh, and an Evelyn? I hope they go for the Evelyn, actually. Like, who can resist value, right, opponent? Come on, you know you want the Evelyn. Play those sweet, sweet cards at the top of my deck. Alright, they did. They made the right play. Alright, so let's do this. Take a land. I could have also just, like, not sacrificed there. But getting the Scarab in the yard, like, actually means something, too. For casting our Corpse Brazier. Okay, so, I think what I'm going to do is pass the turn. Try to trade and out of the way of the Goons if I can. I think we just need to, like, prolong the game a little bit longer, see if we can stabilize. Which is, like, really difficult against a hand of 5 cards and a Glamorous Outlaw and a bunch of Blitz cards, but I think the alternative of do nothing is worse. Okay, so do that. No, that's actually kind of nice. They're still respecting the counterspell, it seems. Okay, not anymore. They're like, whatever. If you have it, you have it. And now we can't play as if we have it. Worth noting. Okay, so we're gonna out of the way the goons. Trade here. Metamorphosis. Not the worst. So if their play next turn is Blitz Goons, I can exile Halo Scarab, eat the 2/2, then go to 1, and then hope to find my counterspell for the Glamorous Outlaw. I think that's probably the best play, especially because I can use the Halo Scarab to cast this next turn. Okay, so that's my play. I think that's our path to victory here. Play another land. Oh, they're just like super. It's interesting because I think if I'm the opponent here, I don't respect the counterspell anymore because I think I would just have counterspelled the Girder Goons. Although maybe they're just like, okay, whatever. Like I have an interactive spell. How wrong can this go? Or my hand's just loaded. How wrong can this go? Type thing. Like I'm sure they have some sort of interaction here. Yeah, murder. Body dropper. Tainted Indulgence. Okay, so I mean, we can do this and then die. Seems like not optimal. Sigil. Sigil's close to being good. Yeah, if we were one more land up, I guess it would still kill us, wouldn't it? Okay. Yeah, looks like we're dead. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. It's got, missed the land drop. And the opponent had a good beatdown draw. Alright. Black, red. Yeah, we'll keep this. We got Crooked Custodian, Faker, and Death. If we miss our blue source for a turn too, it's not the end of the world. Alright, yeah, there we go. Alright, get in. Okay, we got there. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a newsy. Nice turn 3 for us. Ooh, even mill the Scarab. Nothing, eh? Well, I'm bashing. If you have a kill shot, you have a kill shot. It's not a super commonly played card anyways, so I guess you could have a warm welcome. That'd make sense. Shattered Seraph. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more of these actually lately. The fixers are like it's like green, white land and Shattered Seraph. That's not an uncommon occurrence these days, I find. Just like a fixer you just absolutely did not expect. All right, now we just go pickpocket and pickpocket you out of the game probably. Ooh, Metamorphosis X2. Yeah, that's better than Nuisance, right? No. Nuisance 1 is probably better because they're gonna replay this or play something we can tap, and then like tap something. Metamorphosis the token's just gonna be game if we draw a land. Yep. And they've got Esper mana here, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Whoops, that. And look, we got the still had all these lethal too. Oh, we didn't even get to cast it. All right, whatever. We'll take our quick win. All right, another pretty reasonable hand. And here's what I can consider. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Maestro's Theater. Going to get red here because even if I draw Snooping Newsy on turn 2. I'm just going to play the Custodian anyways. It's the better turn 2 play. Strangle, sure. Alright, so I'm just going to pass here. I think playing Make Disappear on their 3-drop is going to be generally more impactful than playing a Halo Scarab. Oh, yeah. Especially when it's a professional face breaker. It's pretty nice. Okay, now I probably play Scarab. I guess it's really like, the dream scenario is they play just like a Dorka green creature and we get to out of the way here. There's some consideration for just leaving up and bouncing whatever they have, but I think getting the Hail Scarab down makes some sense. Okay, unfortunately, it's against an Exhibition Magician. Make a token. Okay. Ooh, Sigil. Okay, so, I mean, I can attack and then Metamorphosis here. It's not the best use of the card. I actually think I'm just going to pass here, see what they do. Like, I don't have a good beatdown hand, so getting it for 2 doesn't make sense, I don't think, and like trading off here doesn't make that much sense either. I want some material on the battlefield to be able to trade off with some big things, or sacrifice if I need to. If they attack, I might block, but, like, I think just me attacking them going, okay, take 2, doesn't really bode well for what we have going on here. We just, you know, don't have the equipment to make anything out of that 2 damage currently. All right, this is interesting. So I think I might just sack my Scarab to kill both these things with the Grizzly Sigil. Yeah, I'm pretty into that. Ooh, yeah, especially when we do that. So I guess I could attack. Yeah, it's like kind of the same thing. I gain 1 less life, but I could have snuck, you know, sneaking at that point, sneaking in 2 damage is kind of appealing. Alright, cast Newsy. Cast Newsy and we're off to the races. And they seem to be a 3-color deck. They missed the land drop. I might have a fixer here, potentially. Alright, milled a 0 and a 4. So we're missing... Yeah, they do have a fixer. We're missing a 3 or a 5. And we have a Metamorphosis in hand, so this can be a 5/5. Brazen Upstart. Okay, that's a real nice one to be able to go. Sorry, not today. Alright, land. Yep, there we cast the Upstart. Newsy 2 is pretty good. Yeah, if they mill a 3, nice. Okay, so now I can get in, and I can Majestic Metamorphosis, and they obviously draw a card here, but that's okay. I win the combat, draw a card. We're kind of both up a card. We draw Jaxus? Alright, well, yeah, we got some cards to contend with here. So what do we have? We've got Call the Professional, Echo Inspector. Well, it doesn't deal with that. I don't know why I said that. We have Call the Professional, Pickpocket, Make Disappear. Alright, another one of those, eh? So I think we just bash and then cast Fake. Actually, let's little chat first. This was rough. Yeah, I shouldn't have done this. I should have obviously cast this first. I think I still do this and now just do this. And then we can just, yeah, still win this combat and then run out of town whatever they do next. But I should have looked first. I was thinking I wanted to hold the look, or the chat for, you know, some future turn. But it was just better to cast it there. All right, Security Rocks. Okay, we're happy to run that thing out of town. Oh, and look at that. That's great. So now we do this. And I'm just going to Metamorphosis to deal them 10 here. And hopefully we can close out the game from here. We're also at a 42 life, so that's kind of funny. Kind of nice. Yeah, we have a lot of cards that, at them being at 5 life, are pretty good. Like, you know, Girder Goons, Pickpocket, Calling a Professional, Rooftop Nuisance. Also a lot of lands in the deck, to be fair, but we've only got 12 cards, so it's like, you know, five lands, 7 spells. And cast Jewel Thief. This is kind of a turning point, right? They might be able to stabilize. And we just never come back. Hold for ransom. Okay. They use their treasure for that. It's kind of interesting. Ooh. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna do this. Yeah, that actually is very nice for us, because now we go bash, and they're probably just going to play their most expensive spell, and we just get to Make Disappear. And even if they cast, like, 2 cheap spells, we're still in a good spot. They're probably going to play their stabilizing play, you know? I can see them playing a Strangle or something, playing it safe. But then at that point, they're just dead to Calling the Professional. Yeah, there we go. All right. And that's how you tempo, folks. That's how you tempo. All right. There we go. Boom. Ending the game at 51 life also. Okay, so slow hand, but pickpocket, like, you know, it's okay to keep slower hands when you've got stuff like pickpocket. Get you back up, and, you know, a little chat can get us there too. And we've just got a lot of 2s in the deck, so not a hand I'm gonna be keen to mulligan. All right, Metamorphosis is pretty nice too. I always hate to see an informant on turn 2. I always hate to see that. It's just like the best possible thing you can do. You know, it's just like, need some spells? Got an informant for that. Need to beat down? Got an informant for that. Need some lands? Yeah, we got that too. Ugh, well, I equally hate to see that, so let's see what we can find. Might be a little bit slow here. You know, I was saying the pickpocket catches us up, and it does, but ugh, not when we get actual nothing. All right, well, now we just hope for a slowish hand here from them. Ooh, okay. So I could cycle this Metamorphosis. I don't think I need to, though. I think it's going to be good later in the game. And now I do have a run out of town. So we're actually, like, no, not that far behind. If they flashed in something there, I'd feel very dead. But they didn't, so I don't. All right, so I do think we need to just do this. I could have blitzed Girdergoons last turn. That's something I could have done, too. But it's really bad into, like, counter magic. I'd rather just pass the turn. Ooh, what is this? Nothing? Okay. Jada. Jada's a good one. Custodian. Okay, so it kind of feels like they have a counterspell up. They kind of just like being playing things at a slower pace. They, you know, or they have the luxury of being able to hold a counterspell up when they get on board with, you know, 6 power worth of stuff. There's no really a great way I could play around that though. Like, if I respect the counterspell and we kind of just say I play Custodian and I take 5 and then we play this game where we're both respecting the counterspell forever and they're holding it up and I'm, you know, spending, they've double stone ranged me. I don't think that's a game I'm winning. So I think what I do is I cast Girdergoons. It doesn't stop anything now, but it does get me a card deeper in my deck and have a 2/2 next turn. And then hopefully they counter this and then we can pickpocket next turn. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Or although we'll go to 3 this turn. Yeah, maybe we just can't do that. Okay, yeah, I think we just have to jam pickpocket. Never mind. If we were in a bit higher life, yeah. All right, no counterspell. All that for nothing. Fake Your Own Death versus Custodian. All right, let's pitch Custodian. Well, maybe it's Metamorphosis. No, Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis works well with our treasure from this if we want to do that. Yep, try Jada again. Regulator. Ah, they just didn't want to play the regulator. I see. Okay, so we're probably dead to that then. Oh, I stand corrected. Oh, that's a really good draw. I don't have enough to do everything. It would be great if I could go 1 more mana, Blitz Goons, Fake Your Own Death, Grizzly Sigil. That would be really sick. Can't do that though. So we have to Blitz Goons, sacrifice it to the Sigil, and then hope to set up something else next turn. Yeah, okay, that's the play. Get in. Yeah, it's like one of the only things that could have gone out of this is this exact position here. Yeah. So we're still in a lot of danger. But definitely in a better spot than if we didn't draw the sigil. So we go to 4 this turn. And then, like, we've got Metamorphosis. Yeah, I think we still have to draw something else good and hope they brick, but I'm optimistic, as I always am. Like, if we can just set up Fake Your Own Death on the Pickpocket trade next turn, like, that works. Rocco for 4? Oh, God. Are they getting, like, Fleetfoot Dancer here? That's a nightmare. Ugh. Am I getting beaten by Chord-O-Calls at home over here? Facebreaker. Okay, like, bad, but not dead on the spot. So, that's nice. Okay, now we are just dead. There's not really a world where they don't go for anything here, right? So I can, like, is there any way I can do this? They're not going to respect open mana, I don't think, because, like, they're just pushing so much damage. I could play it, like, uber safe. I don't have any first strike going on here to have the Pickpocket die. And they've got a Menace creature. So I don't think I actually have an out in my deck. I'm just looking... Like, there's no one card I could draw off this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, a 2-mana card that gets me out of this situation, right? That's not true. I could draw specifically out of the way. So I'm weighing drawing specifically out of the way versus holding up open mana. I mean, I can do both, right? Yeah. Okay, so we just pass, and, you know, I've won a lot of games in my time by just, you know, opponent being a little too tepid about making attacks, right? I don't think there's anything really that punishes them here, but you never know. Like, they might think, oh, I've got Jada, that kills them in 2 turns anyways. Hit. Oh. Well, I don't think they're gonna not attack all now. Okay. Yeah. That works. That's kind of funny. Okay, so... Oh, you know what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to do this now and then see if I drew a call on a professional. Alright, wouldn't have mattered, I guess. Although Newsy's actually a draw. That's interesting. Would I have survived with the Newsy? Yeah, potentially. Because I play Lifelinker. And then I'm left with... I go, like... This gets in for 2. This menaces. Yeah, I actually would have survived. I mean, not with the Anthem, but... That was a card I wasn't thinking of when I said, should I crack my land? All right, let's do a little breakdown here. So, deck was fine. It was good. You know, we went 3-3. I would say that's about, you know, I could go a little bit higher, a little bit lower. I wouldn't be surprised if the 7-0'd. I wouldn't be surprised if this deck, you know, 1-3'd or something. It's a perfectly average deck. It's got some good cards in it. Nothing too special. But yeah, it was good. It was solid. I was hoping maybe to trophy because I've had quite a streak of trophies in the past few days. But couldn't translate to that to a YouTube video. Anyways, if you liked, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me what you liked in the comments. Leave that like, leave that thumbs up. And yeah, we'll be back for more draft videos probably next week. All right, see you around, everybody.